during the pandemic. And here we have special guests, Ma'am Riva Hosalan and Dr. Glyza T. Hala. I have few questions to ask regarding the educational setting in the new normal. So, first, what are the challenges and problems do you experience in this new normal? As a parent, Ma'am Riva.
As a parent, of course, I'm worrying because the learners now at this pandemic are having their modular what do you call this modular learning, and I'm worried in the sense that um, how can they answer their modules without even discussing.
Yes, that's
and
true.
and the other thing is that the school year will ends that they don't even know their teacher.
Yes. How about you, Ma'am Glyza, as a teacher?
By the way, Ma'am Rod, good morning. I'd like to, first and foremost, I'd like to thank you for having us here. It is indeed a great opportunity. With regards to the question, we really have a lot of challenges being faced nowadays.
Yeah.
Number one of those, and I believe the greatest challenge for me personally as a teacher is how to make the learners fully understand the subject matter or the lesson or the skills in that so-called reaching to the point of that enduring understanding. If before we really have this problem, even if we have had that face-to-face class, all the more that we're not having there with them, guiding them physically. So second with that is the assessment. That's the challenge there. How can we be so sure of the validity and the reliability of the assessment? Especially that based on the observation or based on the sharing of our teachers, there are really those parents that would be the one to answer the modules of the learners. So how can we be so sure that the learners they really understood the lesson, if that would be the case? Where in fact we could see in their results that their answers may vary. That's a clear manifestation that they are really looking at the answers at the back of the module. We cannot do away with that because as per the advice of the higher ups that we really have to print the modules cover to cover. Good if they will just use it after answering on their own. That would be their basis or their
A
a sort of review. But then others would, especially if the passing of modules would be tomorrow, they will be tempted to copy the answers right away. The answer key right away. Third is the immediate feedbacking after the result. Suppose that there's already the result. Diba we have formative assessment. There's no answer key. We will not give them the key answers. So with that, upon reading the answers of the learners, we've noticed that there are grammatical errors. So the challenge there is how can I correct my learners if we cannot have this face-to-face? It's so impossible if I'll go to their house one by one. Probably to conduct home visit. So it's okay if I will just go there 2 learners, 3 learners, but it's so impossible. So that's really a struggle for us. How can we do the remediation?
Yes.
That's it, Ma'am Rod.
So as of now, Ma'am Glyza, we are in the second quarter, right?
Yes.
So what have you done to reach your children?
Honestly,
To bridge the gap now.
to bridge the gap. Honestly, I haven't gone home visitation because because of the risk. Probably
Yes,
I can
health reason, yes.
probably I could bring them that coronavirus, or I'll be what do you call that one? Infected by them. So it's so dangerous. It's not advisable then. Through group chat, creating group chat, through video calls, through answering their questions, their queries in phone via SMS. And then, with regards to the feedbacking, we've experienced that one in the grade 6 in collaboration with the English supervisor. We had this so-called action plan. action research,
What's that?
wherein we were able to have the pretest. Then with that pretest, we've come to realize that the pupils in the higher grades, grades 4, 5, and 6, are not that good, or they are somewhat like others. Many are poor in English, like grammatical errors. They
That's
would
in
commit,
grade 6.
yes, 4, 5, 6. They commit grammatical errors. So to address that problem, every week for the second quarter, every week, I would make a supplementary activity. Supplementary activity that, aside from the modules, this will be given to them. Each child will have a folder. Then they would answer that. It's constructive because they will not answer that out of fear of the grades, because they are not graded.
Okay.
So they would answer that because they love it, because the supplementary activities are more on interactive. It's like games, it's like puzzles. So after answering that one, they would check it in their own. So there's an immediate feedbacking. They will know that they got wrong because at the other side of the folder, it's folded in there, the correct answers. Wherein after answering, they have to check it on their own, and they will not commit a mistake, or they will not be tempted to cheat because they know that it's not graded. It's not recorded. And then when they look at it, there are explanations there. Like for example, number 1, grammatical, it's about grammar. So the answer in number 1 is because the noun is singular. So there are explanations in there. It's listed in there, the explanations of the every items of the test. So with that, we were able to discover that there's a greater impact on the performance of the learners, because proof to that is in the modules, the pupils in that experimental group in the Graces Camilla are performing better compared to the other
To
one,
the other section.
to the other section, based on the modules, based on the assessment, like how do we call that one? Summative assessment.
Okay, that's a very good intervention, Mom, that you have
Yes.
done to your pupils. How I wish other subjects could also do the same.
Yes, Ma'am Rhodes, you know what? We only did it for grade 6 for action research sake. If we will do that one, I'm at the back of my mind, I was thinking, if I'll do that one for grades 4, 5, and 6, it would really take time. It's not easy for the teachers. But if we're really passionate enough with the work, we would go a distance. We'll try to, how do we call that? We would try to get out from our shell and do an extra maths for our learners.
Yes, indeed. Teachers nowadays are considered as heroes because we know very much that we are far from our learners, but with our heart and our effort, even though others might say that we are relaxed, we are doing nothing, but we know in ourselves that we have done so much to bridge the gap in this pandemic. And that's a really good idea or intervention that we can do to our learners. And in your part as a parent, Ma'am Riva, how were the children doing at home? Are they the one answering their modules?
Well, honestly, I have 4 children.
Okay.
I'm married early. My eldest is senior high.
Okay.
I'm very thankful to him because since then the school year started, he didn't ask me about what's the answer because
Independent.
yeah, I think he's intelligent.
Okay. Mana sa mama. Oh.
And then the second one, grade 8. He asked me only on the additional activities, ma'am, about the opinions. And then I answer him verbal, and he's the one here writing.
Okay.
Yeah. And then the grade 7, I have to admit that he's a slow learner. That's why every time I go home, I always look out his module if he answering it daily.
Okay.
And then math he asked me, Mama, is it okay if you're the one to answer the math?
Math subject.
And then the math during my studies is very hard for me.
Okay.
That's why
So it's hard for you
That's your
to
favorite.
help him. It's hard for you to help your child because you yourself also find it difficult.
yeah, because but then I find the solution.
Okay. How do you
Share.
do it?
I asked for
You can
help.
share to
Yeah.
our viewers.
I asked for help my youngest sister because she's a mathematician.
Ah, okay, that's good. So, okay, you asked other
I asked
people.
her
Mm.
I asked her favor to help even a little bit.
That's okay, that's good.
Ah, yes.
That's the reality, Mom.
Okay,
Nowadays
yes.
that we're having this modular
Mm.
learning. And also my youngest,
What
I assigned
grade is
my
it?
grade 1.
Ah, okay.
He's-
So young.
He's my only elementary in this school.
Ah, okay.
And I assigned my youngest to my husband will assist him.
Mm.
That's the what do you call this?
Beauty.
No, that's the arrangement. The
So
style of the arrangement.
every day you may follow up to your children if they are doing or answering the module.
Yes, Mom.
Okay, so if we feel teachers, we feel that there's a challenge for us in printing, making the modules, checking and recording. How much more the parents that they are the one who are mentoring, guiding, facilitating the learners so that they can learn. So there's a great challenge to the parents.
Especially the working
Yes,
parents.
the working parents, no, they have to manage
Balance.
their time. They have to balance, no,
Time management.
time management. Yes, Manila. And good thing you have mentioned that if you find it difficult to teach your children, you can ask help from other people, from your relatives. So in this pandemic, no, we are all challenged. The teachers, the parents, and also our learners. So, Ma'am Riva, do you feel that your teachers are reaching out to you as parent? Have they, yes.
Reaching out.
Mm.
Yes, Mom. I can
Do you
say
follow up also?
yes. Every week, the time that I've been retrieving their modules, especially in my junior high and my senior high, I always ask a feedback to the teacher.
Okay.
The teachers will give you
Oh,
Feedback.
and they also give me the feedback.
Okay, it's good to know, no, because to the parents, they must also feel that they're doing that for a reason, not just what's that for compliance, but we're doing this indeed for the betterness of the children. So that's it, Ma'am Liza. What's your final say?
So friends, in this new normal, since this is new to us, my wish and my hope or prayer is we have to help each other instead of bashing teachers. Why not help each others? The parents, the teachers, the learners, the stakeholders like the LGU. We should work hand in hand for us to be able to reach to attain our goals, which is to improve the academic performance of the learners. Because in the end of the end goal for this is quality education. So thank you and God bless.
We're all in this together.
Yes, thank you. Thank you, Ma'am Riva. Thank you, Ma'am Liza.
Friends, I know that we all can relate from this sharing. But how about our administrators? Hold on for another one-on-one interview.
Good afternoon, Ma'am Balon.
Good
Can I have a
afternoon.
moment with you to talk about some things about this new normal setting?
Yes, sure.
Okay, by the way, Mrs. Anisita Balon is the master teacher of Talata Elementary School. To start with, what are the problems and challenges do you experience in this time of pandemic in your school, ma'am?
Okay. When it comes to challenges, since we are having the modular learning for this school year, uh, the or the first challenge we encountered are the materials. Since we have only limited amount for our MOE, um, we need to have enough materials for the printing of these modules. So we have to make sure that the time that we have to have the printing of these modules, enough material should be available.
Okay, what are the school initiatives that happen to
As
to make it?
uh, as a community, the school itself cannot stand alone. So we have to tap our stakeholders. We have what we call the internal stakeholders and the external stakeholders. So we're planning, at the start of the school year, we're planning to have a meeting with them and inform them about the situation, the new normal setup for our education. We will inform them on what will happen soon, what will be the trend for our education nowadays, and we're hoping that they will cooperate. They will what do you call it one? They will support us in this new normal education.
So we are now in the mid of the school year, ma'am. So are they supporting your school?
Uh, yes, we're so lucky to have our stakeholders. Number one, the DepEd, our department. They are the Department of Education is so supportive uh, in the way that they are sending MOOEs, and this fund it should be used for this new normal setup. Majority of the budget should be for the module. Then our LGU, the city government of Tagbilaran, is also supporting this, since they are providing us photocopier, the kanang inks, they're also donating us the printers, but it's limited, and everything, all the materials needed for making this module or printing this module successful, they're also supporting. And our internal, our school stakeholders also are so supportive. We have the LGU, the barangay council, and the SK. They are donating us a bundle of bond papers. Then our newly elected president for the Parents Teachers Association is also planning to have solicitation to add more printers and photocopiers soon.
Wow, that's a very good news or information, ma'am, that your school is having full support from the stakeholders, because this pandemic, we are not prepared. DepEd, the schools, the teachers, parents, and the learners are not ready for this. So there comes the challenge. But despite the problems and these challenges, there are solutions. And you're so lucky, ma'am, to have these stakeholders.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so what can you say about the stakeholders, ma'am? You can shout them out here in our channel.
Okay, to all our stakeholders there, the City Government of Tagbilaran, the Barangay Council of Taluto, the SK group of Taluto, and all the donors of the private sectors, in which Kagawad Eugene Francis Zamora had solicited our for our printers and for all the materials needed for this modular learning. Thank you so much. May God bless you all.
Wow, thank you again, stakeholders, for being so supportive to Taloto Elementary School. Indeed, the learners are now happily answering the modules, though it's difficult for them since no teachers will guide them. But at least they have the learning didn't stop. That's our aim for continuity, for continuous learning even in this very challenging time. Thank you, Mrs. Balon, for this interview.
Thank you also, Misa, for letting us express our gratitude for all the supports we received here in Taloto Elementary School.
Yes, ma'am. I hope the support will continue not just this time, but for the coming years.
We hope so.
Okay. Thank you.
Bye.